What is up, folks at home? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, it is a beautiful, hot, busy July day. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite ways to catch them this time of year when the water is off colored, the lake is hot, and the boats are everywhere, and that is the underspin and the swim bait. So today we are going to dive into how to fish underspins, where to fish them, different variations of underspins that we're looking at fishing, and how you can catch more bass in July. Let's go. So folks, when we're talking about July fishing, we're talking about hot water. We're talking 80, 90 degree water temps in some places. Bass are pushing offshore. They're active at night, they're active early in the morning, and then in the daytime, they're up undercover, buried in the thick stuff. So underspins are a great way to target those suspended fish. They're a great way to target those fish that are offshore chasing bait. And they're a great way to target those fish that stay up shallow under docks in different areas. Skipping those baits, doing a bunch of different things up shallow can get you bit this time of year. One of my favorite ways to do that is skipping docks. A big swim bait on an underspin up under a dock can literally be a killer this time of year. So let's head underwater, check out some of those techniques about fishing shallow, fishing deep. I'll give you a whole rundown. It's gonna be excited. Today's video is brought to you by VantageTackle.com. They have all of these baits from the Flatlands, Customs, Underspins, to the Bobcat Bumpkin Revenge swim baits. So everything that we're focusing on in today's video can be found at VantageTackle.com. Head on over to Vantage and check them out.
So when we're fishing in the summer, I like to start shallow to deep. Up first here we have the Ditch Pickle Bait 6-inch open pore swim bait in perch on a Flatlands Custom Tackle Shimmer Swimmer. And this is a great bait to skip docks. And I'm starting with a big bait up shallow because that's where I feel like I'm gonna get my biggest bite early in the morning or late in the day. Those fish are gonna inhabit those shallow water areas to feed up on bluegill and different perch and different things. So this Ditch Pickle 6-inch bait has a great head wobble and roll on that Flatlands Custom Tackle Shimmer Swimmer. It's got a nice appeal to fish, but it's not overpowering, right? It's very realistic, has a very good head wobble on the bait, and it's gonna come through covered nicely because it is Texas rigged on that. Here it is in crappie, maybe my favorite color of the whole video because it's such a diverse color that you can use in clear water, you can use in murky water. It looks fantastic on that 5.0 Shimmer Swimmer, and it literally just matches up perfectly. On the big swim bait, fish are gonna hit it on the head, and I have never had a problem hooking up with fish on an underspin like that. I don't run other trailers or different things like that, even on a big swim bait. Those fish are going to nail that bait by the head, and you are gonna hook up with them no problem. You'd be surprised how hard a big swim bait will get absolutely drilled, especially one with a wobble and roll on it. Up here we have these resurgence swim baits that I've been talking about in the past couple of videos, downsized to a 4.0 Flatlands Custom Tackle Shimmer Swimmer, and this one is fantastic. In clear water, that Pro Purple with that translucence on it is going to be an absolute killer. And we love baits and swim baits that have a wobble and roll on them, but we also love swim baits that have translucence to them, because if you look at real bait fish in the water, they're also going to be translucent. So this is a bait that I'm going to work out a little bit deeper into that 6 to 8 foot weed zones. I'm going to throw this through those weed patches, over top and around that cover, over top of those standing weeds, alongside those matted up vegetative spots, because it's just a 4-inch bait. It's very applicable and easily eaten, right? If the water's off color, I'm gonna switch it to that blue color just because it's a little bit louder. It's got a little bit of hint of chartreuse and that translucence also. But the underspin brings that bait more attention. It brings that bait more rock and roll. And like we said, we love swim baits that rock and roll, and that resurgent swim bait here does a fantastic job of having some rock and roll on it and doing a good job of giving a natural presentation so it doesn't overpower, but also being able to be located in this stirred up water, right? You can see as those boats churn up those wakes, those bass are going to rely more on their auditory sense. Now, if you got clear water, here is that ebb and flow upgrade jig head on that Jawtech Punch Shad in 3.8, and that's your classic clear water swim bait for out deep or schooling fish or scoping fish. You can see that ebb and flow jig head puts a nice wobble on that swim bait coming through the water there, and it's going to keep it pinned. That Jawtech shad is wider than a Kitech, so it has a little bit more of a pronounced wobble and roll on it, and I really enjoy that. One, because it's going to be way more resilient to bites. You know, a Kitech's going to fall off. This Jawtech is going to hang in for a bunch of fish. That ebb and flow jig head puts a nice wobble and roll on that swim bait, gives you an advantage. Now, a change up, right, is that Flatland's Custom Tackle Shimmer Spin, and what it is it's spinnerbait, but it's weedless, and I really like that elusive 4-inch enforcer on it. And that 4-inch swim bait here with a tall profile, one, has translucence on it, but two, gives you that full built-out spinnerbait profile. And guys, spinnerbaits cannot be underscored in their importance this time of year, because burning a spinnerbait, burning a swim bait through different schools of bait fish is going to get you bit, and it's going to get you bit in a hurry. It's one of my favorite ways to fish on lakes that I don't know where the fish are, or I'm hunting and pecking for them. And you know, throwing that weedless spinnerbait is a very big advantage when you can do it and do it effectively, and that Flatlands Customs makes you able to do that.
Guys, hope you learned a lot today about fishing underspins and how you can be versatile and you can junk fish with one lure from the top of the water column all the way down to the bottom. If you guys liked today's video, give us a like, subscribe, head on over to vantagetackle.com, pick up some lures there. Let us know in the comment section what you want to see from us in the future. We'll see you next time.